Broadly speaking, the people who live in South Africa who are of European descent, such as myself, arrived in 1652. That was the settlement when the Dutch East India Company arrived in Cape Town, or what is today Cape Town, to start a refreshment station for ships traveling around Africa to trade with the East. It was initially the Dutch, and they were then joined by Germans and French especially, but some other Europeans as well. And we sometimes call them the Proto-Afrikaners, because the Afrikaner people became a people. Obviously, it's not just one singular event and then you are a people, but it happened over time when we developed our own language and culture in Africa. So that was about 400 years ago. But what also happened in South Africa in terms of the different black groups, if you could use that term, who live in South Africa, is we had and still have what is called the Khoi and the San. A lot of people know it as the Bushmen. That's how they're also known. A lot of them prefer to be called the Bushmen. People know them from the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy and so forth. And they are the true indigenous people. If you want to say who are the indigenous people of South Africa, it's the Khoi and the San. They lived pretty much all over South Africa. They've been there for tens of thousands of years.
They're a very ethnic and genetically separate group, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of genetic and ethnic diversity in Africa,
yes,
more than in the rest of the world by a lot. And the Bushmen, those people are very distinct. In fact, I've read that genetically they're more akin to Asians than they are to Black Africans.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Number one, I think it is vitally important that as South Africans, we are actively involved in not only preserving our own history, but also propagating it. That channel, that Daily Wire channel, has over 8 million followers who are consuming and accepting these ideas, these narratives as truth. We are our voices. We are the institutions that create platforms for us to reach people on that scale and make sure that our message, that our story is being told the right way. Added to that, our own ignorance of our own history not only robs us of our own identity, but it also makes it easy for both us and for our kids to blindly accept culturally destructive ideas of who we are and what we are capable of. I mean, this idea that we are incapable of taking care of ourselves, that we will just die if certain people leave this country. What is that telling us about what they not only think of us, but also the message that they are trying to tell us of what we can do for ourselves? So what are some of these areas of our history that we need to address? Number one is definitely identity.
Living a dream, living the African dream.
Are you planning to travel, relocate, or invest in Africa? Before making permanent decisions, equip yourself with the knowledge you need to make informed choices. Africa 101 is your guide to relocating, investing, and living in Africa. This is your essential resource, covering the basics and must-know insights to guide you confidently. Download your guide now at panafricanlifestyle.com and take the first step toward a thriving future in the motherland.